Hold up. Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to Cleo's Closet. If you haven't heard by now, my name is Cleo. Happy New Year's, y'all. Good morning. How are you? It's probably not even morning by the time I upload this, but it's morning when I recorded it. I got a request to do this video like a month ago and I kind of forgot to do it. I'm sorry to the person who requested this. First thing we're going to talk about, to get it out of the way, is education. So in the first video I had recorded talking about my AAU experience, I talked about how the teachers were kind of hard, but, well, not really hard, they just had a lot of work. But it was worth it because it was very hands-on. My finals were a little bit tougher, so I had a lot of work. I have 4 classes. I had drawing, merchandising, marketing, and color concepts, so just kind of like color theory. And you know, finals, anyone's in college knows finals, they're hard. Like, even though this isn't like a lecture school, we have huge projects to do and they're all due in like in that entire week. So for my merchandising class, I did a brand extension of Fashion a Figure, and the brand extension was a maternity line called 9. And that one I passed. Like, I knew I did. Like, she said she loved it. She would suggest that I actually bring it up to the company, which I thought was actually kind of cool. My drawing class, I actually did not pass that class. You know, drawing seems super easy, but that class, I never could connect with the teacher. Like, I think it was just I didn't really agree with his teaching styles, because I even told him that, and he told me like, oh, well, I don't chase after people for their work and this and that, because there got a point where I was sick and I kind of didn't come to class like 1 or 2 days, and then like I ended up not doing some of the work and I couldn't really catch up because it is a lot of work in that week, and that's personally my fault. But even in class, I wasn't even engaged, because it was like he would come around and then be like, yeah, you need to fix that, and then he'll sit in your spot and then draw it, and then he'll kind of walk away. It's not even like a step by step, and then like he'll be on his phone the rest of the time, and I'm just like, but it's okay, I could take that class during the summer. Color concepts. If you are watching this right now and you are in the fashion program and you get Scott, I'm telling you right now, read. Because there are going to be pop quizzes, because he'll ask you random questions in class, and if you don't know the answer, which is from the reading, like, he's gonna like give you a test. And my dumb self didn't study for the written test, and so I literally got an F on it, and I was like kind of crying. But the thing is though, like, Scott kind of liked me, you know, because like I was one of the kids who was engaged in class. I didn't drop out. Like, I kept trying, you know, because we had like a black book to turn in each week, and then we had a final project. The last day of school, when I knew I failed, I came and I totally forgot my black book, so I had to go and take a lift from the classroom to my dorm. The lift took 19 minutes to get there. By the time I get to my dorm, I get back into a lift. Luckily, it's the same lift that dropped me off. I'm on my way to class, and then my friend's like, oh, he skipped you. I about broke down in the car, because I'm like, okay, I failed. This is not okay. Oh my god, like, I'm literally panicking at this point. And then like, but then she's like, oh, it's okay, like, you're just next after the break. I was walking to the elevator to go up to class, and one of the girls in my class was like, are you okay, Cleo? And I just start breaking down in the elevator as soon as I get in, and then I go to class and I'm literally like almost like, I stopped crying like halfway up the elevator, and then like I'm like dodging in class. I'm trying to hold back my tears, and like Scott could see my tears, and he was like, just breathe, calm down, like, you're next in 5 minutes, you know. And like I was telling him I totally forgot to do the work because I was focusing on the project, and he was like, it's fine, it's okay. And so I go up and I do my project. It was color concepts and what I've learned using Little Mermaid. Like, after I was done, like, people clapped, some people liked it. I hated it. I thought it was just kind of thrown together, and I did not like my project, but some people liked it. So I'm sitting there because I always sit in the front, and he was sitting next to me, and I look over and I got an A on my project, and I was just like so relieved. But yeah, I've never like broken down like that, like hyperventilating in a random man's car and then running into an elevator and start crying. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. In my marketing class, that class, it's funny because fashion marketing is my major, but I don't know, that class I wasn't really like connecting with either, because I feel like I was learning but my teacher was still kind of veering off into like personal stories. I liked the promotion campaign analysis project we had, and I did everything on the list. But the thing is, it's like she wanted more, but she said she didn't want more. But I feel kind of dumb, because it's like when you're in college, you know, a lot of professors want more, but some professors don't, you know. I should have just taken the risk and done more. I got a C- on my project. I was so sad. Like, she was like, well, I don't, because I did a fashion promotion analysis on Mosquito Fall 2016, because we had to do the Fall 2016, and she was like, you missed this, this, and that, but then she was just kind of checking mark that I did every question, I answered every question, but I didn't do more. And that's why I was just kind of like, I guess I know what I need to do. I mean, because I did have a teacher who was like, I will fail you if you do more than what I ask. Or no, I will fail you if you don't do what I ask. So if you ask, no. If he asks for 2 images and you give him 3, he's going to fail you. Because while you were looking for that 3rd image, you could have been finding better pictures for the other 2. So, I don't know. That's why I kind of get scared with doing more than what I'm supposed to. But overall, like, I love how the school is like very hands-on, and I understand what I need to do for next semester or next year, you know, until I graduate. 2, student life. So this is the topic I'm so excited to talk to you guys about, because one of the biggest things in student life since my last update video was I finally got initiated into the sorority. I was honestly scared to join the sorority at first, because you always hear the horror stories about the hazing or the people being disrespectful. At the first meeting, they're like, this is haze free. Like, although yes, it is very illegal in California to like haze. I think it's just illegal in the United States. I'm not sure. But I know some colleges in California, and I'm not going to name them, that still do haze. So I was so glad when I found out that this sorority was like not living, but they were like going by their word. Once I got to know the girls more, what I loved, it was like a family. It wasn't like one of those awkward things where everyone was just in your face and just trying to hug you. I mean, they kind of were, but it wasn't like uncomfortable. Like, they actually sat down and wanted to talk to you. They weren't just kind of blabbing your ear off or just trying to like suck you in. Like, they were really trying to connect with you. I even know some of the girls who didn't get in that still talk to the girls of the sorority, still hang out with them, you know. And it's not about, I mean, yes, it's about gaining girls into your sorority, but at the same time it's like bringing girls into your family. So even if they don't get in, you know, you still have that connection. 3, the last subject, housing. I'm just gonna flat out start with the bad, because this irritated me, and I don't know if it was just the RAs at the time or this is just the system. I'm a very busy person. If you want something planned, I have to know at least a week in advance before you do something. And I feel like that's just with most people. Like, you can't just spring random things on people, like, especially if me, for example, I'm a part of sorority and I have 4 classes. So of course I'm going to be busy. So you can't just spring stuff on me. We had to move out December 17th. We came back from break 2 weeks before that, like Thanksgiving break. And they told us, oh, here are all the things you have to do before you move out. And then I'm like, okay, fine. That gives me 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, well, you have to go to a meeting this week at some time. I literally had to, like, the sorority formal coming up. I had finals coming up. I had a lot of things coming up. I could not go to that meeting. And I went to tell my RA, he's like, you can't even give 15 minutes. I'm like, literally, no, I cannot. I'm like, you can't just drop this on people last minute and be like, yeah, you have to come to this. Like, the only time I was available was like 11 o'clock at night. So the meetings were Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. So I couldn't go to any of those. And he seemed kind of irritated with me. And I'm just like, why are you irritated with me when you're the one who can't schedule things? But the thing was, though, he's like, okay, I'll come to your room. We're going to do this, that, and the third. I was like, okay, so we're going to go over it. Never came to my room. But then, like, he remembered when we were down at the cafe. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, I'll come up and give you the list. Mind you, if things are not the way they are, like on the checklist, the entire room gets charged $150 if it's not properly put. So the fact he couldn't remember, I kept putting it off, like, it kind of irritated me. And I knew, like, I know I could have went down to him, but I don't want to disturb him at 11 o'clock at night, you know? That's kind of rude. And I don't have his number or his Facebook. Luckily, the dorm rules are the same in every single dorm. So my friends RAs gave them their list like 2 weeks early. So I just kind of took a picture of their list and did what I needed to do in my room. Luckily, I was clear, I was fine, I signed out, whatever. The other thing that ticked me off, before Christmas break, I was coming home the Wednesday before, and in my building, each floor has a different day for cleaning. Mine is Wednesday. So I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna clean the day before I leave. I mean, before Thanksgiving, because the thing is, people weren't leaving, people were still working on Wednesday, and I remember that. I'm getting dressed for class on Tuesday. The cleaning lady barges in, and I'm trying to shut the door, and like, it was kind of hard because like she didn't speak very much English, and I was just kind of like, why are you here? It's Tuesday. And like, she was trying to find the words to say. I'm like, are you not coming tomorrow? She's like, no. So like, I was super irritated, not at her, you know, because it's not her fault, but it's like, no one in housing told us that they were coming a day early, you know? Like, I'm sitting here getting dressed and someone walks in on me because they have the key to the rooms to clean, and I'm just like, you need to tell somebody, you know? That's kind of embarrassing. I don't like random people walking in on me getting dressed. I think it's just like the RAs who are there now. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're really nice. They're sweet, but they kind of just don't have their stuff together, so. But positive about housing was last semester, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit messy, and Kiki and our room became my room and a corner for Kiki, and I felt really bad. Like, I've been an only child for like most of my life, so it's like, boundaries, what are those? But I started noticing it myself, so I started picking up more and giving her more space. But I appreciate she wasn't like rude about it, you know? And we were still friends, and we didn't really talk, but we had a mutual, what's the word? A mutual understanding between each other. So like, sometimes we would talk, like sometimes we would mention like, oh, do you think this is cute, or do you like that? Oh, or friends would come over and we would sometimes talk. So it's like, you know, Kiki is a good roommate. I think that out of my housing experience, I think Kiki was the positive out of it all. So okay, that is the end of my video. I hope my stories and experience helped your decision at all, or just helped with any information you needed. I'll talk to you guys later.